Okay, back at the shop. Wow, what a change of events and how quickly they change. Um, we are in, I think it was 78 to 80 degrees yesterday. It felt hotter. Um, and I know that last night was below 70, and I am real close to getting to where I want to start putting some fiberglass on this thing, but I'm real quickly running out of good temperatures to do it, and I don't want to get ahead of the game. I want to be real prepared. The last time I was home, I did some sanding, and I started out wanting to sand, and I had some other things to do, and then my knee was aching, and I didn't get some sanding done, and then I decided the last day I didn't have to be in Georgia until Friday, so why not? I went to the hotel, took a shower, came back up here, and took a bath, and came back up here, was feeling better, and put 2 hours in on this thing before I headed south in the truck. And those 2 hours actually made me late because I got in the middle of the route and heard from my dispatcher that my appointment time is Thursday, not Friday, even though he had told me Friday. And that really messed things up. It was a bad week after that because we couldn't unload till Sunday at that point because I was 3 hours late. But had I not known that, I wouldn't have done any. Had I known that, I wouldn't have done any sanding on this thing. That I'd have just went to Georgia. But I did do some sanding on it, and what I learned was I can move some stuff pretty quick, believing that it's all getting sucked up in that hose or it's all staying down in this hole where I'm working inside for the most part. And therefore I can go ahead and use the other sander and get some work done. With my respirator, the respirator works until I got done and took the respirator off, and then I could smell it, and I thought what I need to do is leave that respirator on until all this dust settles or I step out of the shop, because there is some of it getting airborne, and the lighting is going to suck right now. But to give you a better understanding of what I'm referring to is, even though I thought I was catching most of it, right there is a lot of it that did not stay in the boat. That's what the whole top of the boat looks like. But the reason I don't have a huge mess is because I've been vacuuming and vacuuming as I go. And this time, I really have some extra stuff around the shop, prevent and trying to avoid. But what I know is I need to get the sanding done, and I'm going to vacuum this thing out and start out fresh again, and I'm going to see how close I can get this thing to really being ready for fiberglass and not work on the Suburban, although that is a project that I'm looking forward to. Well, that being said, temperatures. This stuff has to be above 70 degrees, and this is a nice little electric heater that's keeping this whole area here with the chill knocked off. That was one of two ideas I had to keep this resin above 70 degrees, because it gets down into the 60s now and 50s soon at night. And here's another idea I had. That is an actual halogen light. That is a pretty good heat lamp. So I may set a gallon or two over there before the temperatures have been chillier than what I want them to be. Temperatures today, I wanted to be. All the way home, all I wanted to do when I got here last night was jump in this thing and get the sanding done so I could do the fiberglassing today. When I got done shopping, looking around Grand Forks for a pair of new shoes that fit me so my knees didn't bother me so much, that weren't worn out in the wrong directions on the bottom and that kind of stuff. Looked for paint, and let's see, by the time I got back here it was 8:30 at night, and I know me. I don't do well when I push at the end of the day. So that being said, I went ahead and slept last night. Slept like a baby. Woke up at 5:30 this morning, went and got a cup of coffee and spilled it all over me. 8-inch Harbor Freight confined space exhaust fan. It's not to, though that at one time was an idea. I thought I would use the dust, use it as a way to remove dust as I sand, but I didn't like that idea. I like the idea of collecting it in these vacuum cleaners. So when I fiberglass, I'm going to set it right in front of this hole, and I'm going to hook a hose up to it, similar to this, only bigger, flex hose, ductwork. And I'm going to run it out that door when I get ready to actually start fiberglassing. And that's to keep the fumes away from my respirator door. I'm going to open the garage door, and I'm going to let this suck air through and circulate. So I got fresh air hitting me in the back and the fumes pulling away from me at the front. And I'm going to do all this inside. I wish this phone wouldn't stop starting. I considered doing it outside, outside the shop. No sun beating down on me, and I got a big door, so ventilation isn't the big issue. Excuse me. Getting a little choked up for two. I'm going to get dressed out, and I'm going to start cleaning my vacuum cleaner. And then I'm going to work inside this hall. I'm probably going to do some vacuuming down, because one of the reasons I don't have a big mess in here is because I've always vacuumed wherever it was building up. Well, now it's built up on the outside of the boat. Vacuuming this morning, and I'm going to go to town and make a lap around the big city of Grand Forks, and I'm going to pick up some flex hose from a heat and air conditioning business. To go over to the small engine repair shop and pick up my items for my air compressor, and I pretty much have everything else to get back here and get working on this thing hard. So get ready. Here we go. It's going to be a fun day.